Hey, everybody, I'm John Granado, and that's Lance Zerline. You can hear us mornings on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. You can also hit subscribe right now so you get all of our content here at SportsMap HOU. Lance, let's bust some myths from this ALCS. True or false? The tweet from the Astros social media team to the Mariners was classless.
False.
Yeah, I thought it was just fun. What? And,
you swept them. This is normal behavior for social media accounts across all sports. Yeah. There is nothing classless. And the idea that the Astros were punching down to someone, they're in the same sport. They're in the same playoff series. That's not punching down. People are looking for reasons to be outraged at the Astros. This is just the latest in the next saga of being outraged at the Astros. You can't be happy that they got beat, not even in a single game. So what can you do to get your pound of flesh against the Astros? I got it. Outraged because of a tweet that said we swept the Mariners. That's it. Really? A tweet? But the throwing of the bats into the crowd, slamming it down, all that stuff, which has been anti-baseball for years and years, which I personally don't have a problem with that either anymore. No one talks about that. But sweeping a team, a broom in a meme is what is hurting your privates? No good.
It's what we do now.
Yeah.
I mean, did you see the Orioles all year long? Their social media posts. I mean, when you win a series or you sweep a series and you have a little fun with the other team. Can we stop? My goodness! But you're right. I think it has everything to do with the Houston Astros.
Yeah, because they showed other tweets from the Padres account, from the Phillies account. No one said anything about it. This is Astros, and then when you say, well, why is it? So you have to come up with an excuse. You're punching down on competition. That is literally a division rival.
Yeah.
You're in the same playoff series.
Well, they are punching down on everybody. If they do anything, you know what? Actually, I agree with them because everybody else is inferior to them, okay? Because they're the better team. Sorry. You suck, Mariners. You get the broom out. I wish I had a broom right now. And so screw you, Mariners, all right? And screw everybody who's so upset with the Houston Astros media relations team. Stop. True or false? The new postseason format is too punitive against the best teams.
I've heard this argument. I don't necessarily think so. I could see where the argument could be made with good teams losing. I don't think it's too punitive, but at the same time, if they changed it back or altered it, I wouldn't have a problem with it either. I think that, basically the teams who get by should have an advantage as it pertains to rest. And the teams who didn't make it, who are in the wild card series, they should have to play. It should be a more arduous task to get there. So I think, by having these days off, some of this feels kind of random, to be honest with you. And It never has felt completely stable ever since the crazy COVID year where you had to play every single day there was a baseball game.
Well, but just so you have 3 days off, maybe 4 during the All-Star break, okay? But then you got to get back into rhythm. But you play every day. You'll get a day off here and there in Major League Baseball. It really isn't how – it's so funny. It's so different than the regular season. Are we sure we're finding out who the best teams are because it is so different than the regular season? The other thing is, and I've said this before, the sample size is way too small. Okay, we got to wait about maybe 5, 6, 7 years to see, as long as we're doing it the same way, 5 days off with the wild cards playing 3 games. We got to see before we can come up with, this is too hard.
Yeah, but I think that's an excuse. If you don't beat a team in a 5-game series and you got home field, then guess what? I don't want to hear the excuses like, well, we were tired, we were rusty. If the Dodgers can't beat the Padres and you're the Dodgers and you have all those wins and you get one game, I can understand one game you're rusty, but you can't win a 5-game series? That's too bad, so sad. Nut up and do what other teams do, which is step up and be ready to play.
And they won the second game, so it wasn't like, we can't possibly win.
It's an excuse that's being made for the best teams not having the cojones to get through the series like the Astros.
Listen, the Phillies were better. The Padres were better.
They got hot. Those teams got hot. This isn't about rest and this isn't about rustiness. It's about hot teams in the playoffs. And that's something as old as time.
That's right.
Like there's been teams that do this for years and years. Rockets won a championship as the hot team in the playoffs.
Yep. No. Lesser teams win in the postseason if you're not as good. And let's face it, the Dodgers weren't as good. Pitching wasn't as good. I mean, they won all of those games. So we got to give them the title. We'll talk about that on the other side. But first, I got to talk about cold, clean, crisp, refreshing Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Keeping Texas chill. Now, it's a little bit chillier out there, but we're going to get that hot weather back, and we got to keep those mountains blue. So go to the store and pick up a 12-pack, an 18-pack, a 24-pack. Make sure it's in the fridge, and those mountains are blue when your buddies come over, when you want to watch all your postseason games, when you want to watch your football games. This is the time to break out. Cold, clean, crisp, refreshing Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Keeping Texas chill, baby. True or false? The wealthiest team in baseball not having a roof on your stadium automatically makes you a poverty franchise.
No, false.
Come on, Yankees. Put a roof on it.
Nah, come on. Baseball, outside baseball is fine.
Well, no. How about you can open it up, Lance, and you can close it when it rains?
It's just rain. Too bad.
The Astros can open theirs up if Major League Baseball lets them. Yeah, right?
Well,
but how about you got so much money? You got a $300 million payroll, and you got rainouts all the time, which is hurting your franchise.
Well, there's lots of teams that don't have. Do the White Sox? Do the Cubs? Do the Red Sox?
Poverty.
None of them. Do the Dodgers?
Poors.
By the way,
they're all
this
the
is
poors.
pretty much not the norm.
It never rains in L.A.
Does that make you a poverty franchise because you don't have a stadium?
Right. Okay, you might as well have a Fitbit. Okay, that's how poor you are. You're terrible. Put a roof on it, okay? So we can all play baseball. It would be great. Now, it's hurting them. Cleveland and the Yankees having a disadvantage.
All right, put a retroactive roof on your stadium. That's nothing says history quite like putting retrofitting a roof on a stadium for one of the oldest franchises in baseball.
Make it beautiful. And if Major League Baseball doesn't force teams to build roofs on their stadium, they should have no say in whether or not Minute Maid Park has its roof open. Am I right or am I right?
I agree with that, but let's open the roof every once in a while.
Yeah. Well, no, we can't in the summer, but now we can. Look at the beautiful day.
They don't want
it's going to be nice tomorrow.
Astros don't want it open.
Yes.
They want it loud.
No, they had it. No, they had it open. Major League Baseball made them close it.
Major League Baseball made them open it in 2005.
No, they made them close it.
No, in the World Series, remember in 2005, they had to have the roof open, and I was like, good. It wasn't going to be loud enough.
It is perfect out. Open the roof. I don't care. You know what, Astros? Then you're wrong. Open the roof, and when it's beautiful out, like it's going to be a nice, cool night, let's play outdoor.
Yeah, we're not super loud anyway, so what difference does it make?
Well, no, it doesn't matter. It's going to be we'll have 2 days of nice, so open the roof and shut up Major League Baseball about whether or not you should have the roof open. And, oh, by the way, don't shut up if you have an enlarged prostate. If you're older and you think that you have a prostate issue, then it's time to come and see Dr. Michelle Manavis, isn't it?
Going in is the first step, just speaking to one of us. Most of the time we hear incomplete emptying, urinary frequency, erectile dysfunction. Speaking to me about how this has been affecting your life is really the first step to finding the care that you actually need.
If you think you have an enlarged prostate, one place to go, 975prostate.com. All right, Lance, let's finish it up strong. True or false, the Yankees/Guardians rain delay gives the Astros a decided advantage in the ALCS.
True.
I agree. They are going to have a problem with pitching. And it is going to be a real problem for them getting their pitching. Now, we talk about days off, and the Astros have had more days off now, waiting for these games. But when you can set up your rotation exactly how you want it, and all the guys are rested, again, they might be a little bit rusty in that first game. We saw Verlander without command. Have we seen Justin Verlander throwing pitches up here, out here, all over the place? He had, 7 out of his first 10 pitches were balls? Maybe the command was a thing, and he maybe because of a little rust. But when you can set up your rotation the way the Astros have, big advantage.